Hello everyone, thank you very much for this opportunity to pitch. In the next few minutes, I hope I can convey the message to you about who we are and how we can create value as the assignee to the selected IPs. Now I've prepared several elements in the deck and, and will zero in on the critical parts. Now in one sentence, FDT deals with drone solutions. We are currently active on e-commerce platform, largely deal with consumer and commercial drones. I've identified two IPs, Perfect Imager and Location Hunter. This slide gives a broad illustration about where some of the IPs can be applied in various environments, and I also talk about some of them to give some kind of a visualization in the scenarios. Just tell 1,000 words, most people can relate better to images. Now that being said, beside disruptive elements, there's also terminology that I usually use. Instead of disruptive, I like to call them transformative. Now, according to PwC, right, the market size is over 120 billion. What I'll next do is to break down some of them and contextualize them in the various environments. Now, if I were to take ASEAN as a market, this is currently standing at less than 3%. Now, going on to sector base, right, in the building and construction industry, my current calculation is at about, in terms of optimal market, is at about $67,000 US. And if you look at the right hand side of this chart, this is basically in the same situation, but at a larger regional market size. In terms of natural disaster in this particular slide, what happens is that I don't usually classify business opportunity in that sense. I look at it more from an economic loss and time perspective. Now over here, these are some of the industries I have zeroed in. I slice them in the table to convey certain characteristics within the certain sector in the customer segment to illustrate as granular as possible and how to identify those target audience. Okay, moving on in competitors analysis, these are some of the players in which they tend to play in terms of the market positioning in comparison to us. Also, there are two key points I want to emphasize. One is in risk management. The other will be where we intend to plug ourselves in. Now, if you move to slide 2, the part 2 of this analysis, okay, this is almost like a SWOT analysis, if you may. All right, it cuts and slices differently of where I think their strengths and weaknesses lie. Now, based on my initial assessment, this particular slide IP strategy would be kind of a blueprint that I'll be using in guiding myself and our team moving towards commercialization of the IPs. From taking something which may be raw and turn them into products, usable products for the end user market. The next slide is actually what I call it an ecosystem. All right, this is where the key players are, and it's also some of the resources and players that I need to establish myself in the near term to the midterm. There is also a lot of art inside. All right, in as much as science to know at which point in our journey that we need to execute a particular tactics and strategies. Now, generally speaking, right, the current financial projection consists of a mixture of conservative and optimistic estimates. Optimistic is largely based on the talent side of our drone business. Now, the next slide is actually the growth plans. In fact, the next two slides, this one shows a step-by-step kind of milestone and targets and how some of these milestones may fall into a particular point in time. And also, where possible, growth plans need to go in tandem with our resources and certain fundamentals. Now, the next slide, if you can see, it's largely a story about footprint. All right, this is where I envision where we could go in the near to midterm. Now, at the same time, I also tend to lean towards more opportunistic basis in terms of hunting of deals, especially for further away regions and countries and where top line is concerned. Now, about me, this is currently my profile, and I currently work in the IT industry. These are some of the portfolios that I hold, some of the strengths, you may call it, that I execute in terms of my professional work and occupation. And going forward, there would also be cornerstone employees such as managing partners, co-founders, and so on. These are some of the things that I'm working on now. There are some people that I have identified, so it will take some time to build this up as well. Now, I put in a supplementary slide. Basically, it's the same business model canvas in my previous submission. So I just make it easier to reference with in case you all guys need to call it out. So this will be my last part of the presentation. So by and large, I want to thank you guys for the opportunity, and hope to get to see you again, to see you on 21st of July in the Q&A. So in the meantime, you guys take care and stay safe. Bless you.